So we're gonna turn now to Bill Barr, who seems to not be sure whether crimes are in fact illegal.
So let them send it in and let them go vote. And if the system is as good as they say it is, then obviously they won't be able to vote. That sounds like he's actually encouraging people to commit a crime, to vote twice.
I'm sorry, you'll have to read that again.
All right, vote. It sounds like he's encouraging people to break the law and try to vote twice.
Well, I don't know exactly what he was saying, but it seems to me what he's saying is he's trying to make the point that the ability to monitor this system is not good. And if it was so good, if you tried to vote a second time, you would be caught if you voted in person.
That would be illegal if they did that. If somebody mailed in a ballot and then actually showed up to vote in person, that would be illegal.
I don't know what the law in the particular state says.
You can't vote twice.
Well, I don't know what the law in the particular state says and when that vote becomes final.
Is there any state that says you can vote twice?
Well, there's some, maybe that you can change your vote up to a particular time. I don't know what the law is, so I'm not going to offer.
He was saying test the system.
If you know what he's saying, why are you asking me what he's saying?
He doesn't believe in the mail-in voting. You're the Attorney General of the United States.
Why does you?
Yeah, well, if you know that he's telling people to break the law, why are you asking me whether he breaks the law? What am I going to know about the law? I'm only the AG after all. Yeah, and I kept in that reset at the beginning with him like, you're gonna have to read that again, because this is a tactic that he's using. Throughout the interview, when he's just so bored, it's to imply that these aren't serious concerns, that the president actively encouraging his supporters to break the law isn't something serious. It's not actually a concern. Like, could you read it again? And that's gonna pop up again when we talk about police brutality. But with that said, Adrian, what did you think about his lack of interest or knowledge in the law?
So you were absolutely spot on in terms of his body language and how Barr responded in, hey, you're gonna have to read that back for me, as though it wasn't worth paying attention the first time. So I'm really gonna need you to kind of make this make sense to me. And it's wild, the gaslighting that we see coming from this administration, just so that they can essentially not admit to committing something that is blatantly a crime. And also, we see these people saying, oh, that's not what he said, as though our ears aren't good enough. And it's wild and it's unapologetic. And the worst part is there will be no consequences.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're assured of that even more so than I generally am, because that is the AG who hypothetically in some alternative US government that was actually a functional democracy would be providing a check on the president when necessary, instead of being chosen specifically for, and because he made clear he would in a letter defend the president from any legitimate investigation into his many and continuing crimes. So here's the thing, and on that body language note, like, oh, is he telling? I don't know the law. How would I ever Google it? I mean, it's only every single article already made clear that it was against the law. I can't care about it. He can get fired up though. He's bored about that sort of thing. Can get fired up, for instance, when he's fear mongering against mail-in voting.
Since that time, there've been in the newspapers, in networks, academic studies saying it is open to fraud and coercion. The only time the narrative changed is after this administration came in.
So he's got the statistics that he can cite, and it's a big issue. Even the Brennan Center and every other analyst says that there is sporadic voter fraud occasionally. It's like 1 in 300 million. And generally, I mean, look, if we were going to focus our attention on them, very frequently it's Republicans that are doing it. Not to say that that's not voter fraud, but seems like maybe it being some sort of plot by the left. There's not quite the evidence that he's implying that there is there.
Exactly, and it's really, really disappointing, just because I don't know necessarily that the vast majority of the American people has the wherewithal to decipher what's going on. Because everybody's dealing with a lot of things in their own personal lives, trying to stay healthy from COVID, trying to keep a roof over their heads. So even inviting people like Bill Barr onto CNN to have the opportunity to gaslight the American people is problematic. And I wish these outlets would stop doing this, because as great as it is to have that gotcha moment on television, the fact is that not everybody can decipher that it's a gotcha moment, and all they hear is essentially what Bill Barr is saying and what he's communicating with his body language.
Yeah, and look, I'm not gonna go on too long about this, but I don't generally have a lot of hardcore conservatives on the show. And I know that some people who do jobs ostensibly like my own do that, specifically to ask them tough questions, to fact check them live and that sort of thing. And I get the intent behind that, but there reaches a point of willful dishonesty where I just don't think that there's no truth to be revealed in this. Like, best case scenario, if you are supernaturally on your game, you can catch all the lies. And then generally, if you stop to correct every lie, the interview is gonna be nonsensical. It's not gonna be an actual conversation. But then what is the point of doing that? Bringing someone on who's gonna actively lie to you to advance horrific fascist policies, and then maybe you can defend against it? I don't know. I don't necessarily see the point. I know some people do a great job of it, Mehdi-Hasan and others. I don't generally see the point of that.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.